All right, welcome to the Ski Mask Collective show. We are back. Round two, Barry Ribs. He found some Wi-Fi. He's here. He just got done doing a show. Ribs, how you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good. I think we're starting off on a good foot. Do you mind me calling you Pinky?
No, not at all. That's what you've been calling me on the Twitter for a couple of weeks now.
As long as you're comfortable, man. We want to give you, in New Jersey, we want to give you some Texas hospitality. You feel me?
I like it. I just received some Silk City hot sauce from up north earlier, and I have to say it's pretty good. Have you tried the Silk City hot sauce yet?
Let me tell you about ribs and hot sauce. No bueno. You feel me?
You don't like hot sauce on ribs? I love it, man.
Yo, I am not a hot sauce dude, man. Not at all.
Wow. Okay, I would not expect that. So I mean, you don't like hot sauce, dude. So, what about big ass and big tits, Barry? What do you like? What do you like when it comes to that?
I'm glad you asked, man. I am a titty dude, and an ex-girlfriend of mine in LA had perfect titties, yo. And as far as an ass goes, it cannot be too small and it could not be too humongous.
I hear that. Hey, Chrissie, how are you doing? Chrissie Mayr joins the program tonight. Barry, can you see Chrissie?
Oh, hi, guys.
I see Chrissie now. Can I say beautiful, or is that a Me Too charge?
That's not a Me Too charge here in
I'll let
Texas.
this one slide.
Oh, boy, how does the live stream look? Hi, Chrissie. Chrissie Mayr from the Wet Spot on Compound Media joins us.
Wow.
Barry Ribs and Chrissie have been tweeting back and forth about the birds in the park. I kind of like it. I think it's a good thing.
It's such a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Mr. Mask.
You're welcome. I know that you must have caught a glimpse of the show last week. I had mentioned your name on it.
I did catch a glimpse, and then I went ahead and did something else. No, I like that you. It's so weird. I didn't think anybody was noticing our little bird chat. And I feel like it's growing. I feel like we're going to start a whole community of people who appreciate birding.
Yeah, I feel like it's a thing because normally you have a lot of haters. And so far, Barry has received some good following and good retweets when it comes to the birds. Barry, I love it.
Yo, Chrissie and I actually go back with, I originally called it finches and she straightened me out. Chrissie and I go back a solid year and she told me it's sparrows. And as Chrissie and everybody else saw,
is that how that started? I couldn't remember.
Yo, yeah, you straightened me out. You know, I called it finch. What did I know? So, as you saw today, Chrissie, I got that particular sparrow, and they all look the same to me. Are they going to call me racist for saying that and shit, Chrissie, or no?
You mean bird cyst? Yeah, it's a little bird cyst because they don't all look the same.
Is that a thing? Holy smokes.
It's a little bird cyst. My bad. So this particular one, as Chrissie and everyone else saw, I've been training her, and it's Chrissie and I, a child. You know, Chrissie and I.
It's our love child. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got her now, as Chrissie knows, I got her eating off my thigh or knee area.
This is crazy.
And no pervy shit, okay?
Yeah, Barry, I was wondering if you were gonna, eventually place the crumbs higher up and higher up. I was not sure what to believe.
Yo, Chrissie, as long as it goes virus, everything, we need our 15 birds of is it 15 seconds of fame? What is it called? I forget.
Did you just say if it goes virus?
Yeah, I think he said goes. Do you mean viral, Barry? Do you know the term?
I want to call it virus because virus is on everybody's fucking mind, yo.
Barry, I think you're the first person I heard say that, and some of the fans were actually interested in how your lingo develops. Like, where do you get most of your lingo from?
Well, listen, that is really a hacky sort of thing. And as you know, I've been doing this a long time.
26 years.
Over 26 years. And sometimes it's a little play on words and shit. And then, of course, you and all the youngins and Chrissie, everybody's youngins to me. Everyone's going to say, this old dude is going senile. He doesn't even fucking know what ghosting is and shaming and all. Yo,
I don't know, Barry. I'm pretty sure you're caught up with the times. You sent out that tweet earlier roasting. I think it was Gladwell Ape. You said, "Take it up with the board." Who's the board? Me. That was hilarious. I mean, you're good with the roast on the Twitter.
Yo, listen, Chrissie and I, foundation-wise, me and Chrissie actually have something in common. We were gymnasts. We used to do deep diving board shit. I used to wear. No, I'm just making that up.
Oh, okay.
I used to wear a Speedo. I was hot in my 20s.
Do you have any photos of you in the Speedo? Please tell me you do.
You still are hot, Barry. That's what people don't realize.
Still, but internally, Chrissie, internally. Pinky, I actually have pictures of me the last few years wearing tidy whities. I do have pictures of that.
Well, I think I saw one of those photos. I know you had dressed up on Chrissie's show at one point. Was that one of those situations?
Woo!
I sent a video to Chrissie. She wanted me to talk about, I think, when I got laid or some shit like that. And I was just, I was wearing a towel and I had nothing on my top. Which brings me to the question, Chrissie, are you wearing pants or anything?
I'm actually wearing like shorts because I got hot, so I had to. I'm wearing pajama shorts.
Okay. So I did a video. Chrissie has been Team Ribs, and I've been Team Chrissie. As a matter of fact, I don't mean to drop names. I was with Pete Burdett's IG show.
Ooh.
And he asked me to name two people I know who are really going to be stars, and that was Andrew Schultz and Chrissie Mayr.
You couldn't name yourself?
Yeah, Barry, you're a star.
No, listen. If and when I decide, the audition round LA or here, and go for that supporting actor role in a sitcom, and get rejected like a motherfucker. When I get down that road, then maybe I'll replace. Shout out to Fred Willard and Jerry Stiller, man. I know Chrissie knows her history. I don't know about you, Pinky, but we literally, with those two dudes, we literally lost some talented old school dudes, man. Fred Willard and Jerry Stiller. Come on, man.
Yeah, Fred is so funny on Best in Show. It's like he was able to just keep entire scenes going completely by himself. Like he can spin all the plates.
Hey, Chrissie, some of the fans want to know what was worse, Barry and Tidy Whitey's or Brian P. McCarthy's Johnson?
Well, I'd have to say Brian for that.
That was so hard to watch. Everybody was cringing that he actually did it.
Completely so unexpected. Like I was doing this, Gabby character that I've done on the show a million times, and I think subconsciously we were like in an attention battle, like my character versus like just Brian as himself, and like he was telling a boring story, and then I went into like some kind of physical act out. Oh yes, pretending to do the canoe or something, and then like he got nude, and then I was trying to put the red Solo cup like in front of his junk as like a sensor. Like I was trying to do like a sensor bar with the cup, but instead it's just I felt this like little, I felt this little like nubbin rub.
I remember watching. I was like, I was surprised you sat there and stayed through it, because he went on with it for a joke for so long. No one ever thought he would actually do it.
Unfortunately, that's not even the first time I've seen Brian McCarthy's junk. That might be like the third time. The first time was like we were doing boozy boxing, and he was facing off against, I don't know if you remember.
Gino. Yeah, he fought Gino.
Facing off against Gino, and I was like, wow, he is comfortable with his body.
Big piece or no? Is he lying about his size?
I mean, from the neck down, you'd think he was Asian. So
okay, all right. That is breaking news. We had Brian McCarthy on the show a few weeks ago. He has since signed off of Twitter. I wasn't sure if you were aware of that. Barry, how's it looking over there?
But maybe he's a grower. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I don't know if that's the case.
Let me interject here, Chrissie. I'm glad you said that, because this is what I was going to say. Your girl, our girl, maybe Pinky's girl,
Victoria
Josie,
June?
no, I moved on to Kiara.
You moved on to Kiara. Yeah, she told me you hit her up to tell her that she's like the most beautiful woman ever. And she told me you guys are messaging back and forth.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yo, Chrissy, Pinky, let me say this. Chrissy and I go back a little bit. She had me as Santa Claus. Chrissy, you got any?
That's right. I first had Barry on my Stonewall Inn show, Comedy at Stonewall, and he was like Bad Santa. No, what do we call him? Barry Christmas. Yeah.
Merry Christmas. That's a good rhyme.
And
I like
so
that.
he did a set, and then he came out at the end of the show dressed as Barry Christmas, and then like you could come sit on his lap, and then you get a present, and we had presents for everybody in the audience. And that was
just like regular gifts or like gag gifts or anything.
Well, at the time I had worked for like a publishing company, like that, then they would get like a lot of free stuff, like media freebies and stuff. So like books, cooking utensils, like a lot of stuff that I collected over the year and then wrapped them all up and gave them away as gifts. So like just random cookbooks and like spatulas and stuff, like
just shit that you get every year at a Christmas party.
Knickknacks, they were fun though. It wasn't like garbage. It was all like usable stuff. And
I never even thought about that though. Like I think
it was like one of my favorite of all time shows. Like having Barry there as Santa, and then and then he came on and dressed as he was like, I really want to transition.
Yeah, I actually have that picture saved on my phone.
But it ended up totally working out for Barry because he got to feel up Victoria June. Like,
there you go, Barry.
Got real up close and personal with her.
Yeah. Well, let me say this. What I wanted to get back to with Josie Jackson, Chrissy, and Pinky, she taught me the vernacular about shower or grower. So I'm going to go on record that Ribs is a grower and semi-impressive.
Yeah?
I am not a shower. We're not going to get too specific. I didn't bring a ruler.
Okay, so you don't know the inches to the centimeters.
Yeah, well, stuff.
The fans.
Some stuff has to be personal.
That's
I want to say that, before I forget, shout out to my manager, Atticus Flynn.
Yeah, he's firing up the chat room right now. I
can't believe you have a manager and I don't, Barry. This is crazy.
Yo, Chrissy, listen. I think if this dude is really going to take on some people, this dude is incredible. And I've never had a manager, and it was just destiny. And Chrissy, I want to publicly thank you. As you know, I love porn. Matter of fact, I have another phone here. I'm watching porn as I'm talking to both of you.
Ooh, who are you watching?
Yeah, Barry, what do you got going?
Anybody I know?
No, it's just a joke. But anyway.
Hey, if you're playing the bingo card, I think porn was one of the numbers on that.
Yo, let me tell you something. I love Chrissy for a number of reasons and mad respect, and she knows it. And she works her ass off, and she will not be denied. But Chrissy, I am sorry to embarrass you, but
go right ahead.
Chrissy is very thoughtful and she's a very thoughtful woman. She was raised properly, and and Chrissy is going to give me a birthday present when we get out of this fucking quarantine.
I am.
Well, you kind of said you would. She's going to try to get me to meet Jenna Fox.
Oh yes, I have been working on that for months, and I will not stop until I have her.
You guys gonna get him on your show, Chrissy?
Yes. Well, this is like Barry's mega secret crush, public crush.
Yo, Pinky, you know Jenna Fox?
Yeah, who doesn't?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Barry. Yeah, I know. Yeah, tell me what do you like about her?
She got the body. She got the fucking body. She's sweet. She got personality. And hopefully she's a little dumb.
Oh, why do you say that, Barry?
You can take advantage of dumb bitches.
That's true.
Yeah, you probably could. In a good light, I guess.
No doubt about it.
I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see what the development on Twitter and the after effects too.
Yeah, I gotta hit her up. I think once the quarantine stuff is like lessened, I'm gonna try again. But that's the thing is like you can't get these girls until they're in New York doing a feature at a club. Like they're not gonna come out like just like a comedian will base a whole trip around a few gigs. Like girls kind of they need some real money gigs to consider it.
Yeah. Chrissie, how cool would it be? We do it during the quarantine, and she and I are wrapped in Saran wrap.
Yeah,
that would be
absolutely.
Great.
That'd be great, Barry.
It would be so scandalous because you wouldn't be 6 feet apart.
and Chrissie and Pinky, I would certainly be a shower. Trust me, being around her,
yo,
I would be a shower. Shout out to Josie Jackson. I think it's the name, right, Chrissie? Josie Jackson. She shows me a lot of love on social media.
Oh.
Yep. That's good. I mean, you're tearing it up on the Twitter right now, man. You're no holding back against the trolls.
Yo, listen, I'm really big, and Pinky, I appreciate you and I are really getting along tonight.
Yeah, it's a lot better. Last week was just a fluke. We'll forget about it. We'll move on.
What happened? Did you guys have drama?
Well, the whole show was set up for a week that, it was supposed to be like a battle type thing. So it ended up having too many people on the show. Barry couldn't get his words out, but now he has headphones. I'm more prepared. We're having a conversation. I've always been a fan. I'm always team Ribs,
Thank you. You have any questions from the fans?
Yeah, I have a question, Barry.
Here we go.
How did you have such a unique Twitter persona and personality? Your brand on Twitter is like, it's very unique. You like what sort of inspired the all caps style that you're so well known for?
Really? Oh, well, Chrissie, the all caps usually means that you're yelling and shit. Is that usually what it is?
Do you feel like you're yelling a lot of your tweets?
Hell no. Chrissie, the thing is this, and I think this is why you and I forget the fancy word, but we have like a synchronicity. Is that the word, Chrissie?
Soulmates, I think is the word.
What's the word?
We're soulmates.
Chrissie, the thing is this, I think you'll appreciate this. And I'll say it again. I don't know any woman in comedy that works as hard as Chrissie. I think it's still synchronicity or whatever, or some connection. Here's the thing. I think I was born in the 50s, and the hippies, as you guys know, was in the 60s. And I feel I'm a late blooming rebel now. So, and I think Chrissie's the same way in the sense that I
was also born in the 50s. I've had so much work done.
Yeah, there you go. A lot of surgery.
So here's the thing. I am of mind that I am fearless, and I'm going to be Barry motherfucking Ribs, because at this junction of life, I figure I have more or less 50 more years left. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, I'm going to just do it my way. And as you now, Pinky knows, I'm very professional, and I am very much about entertainment in the truest sense. Chrissie's got that old soul where she knows she's here to entertain people. She even said to me on an inbox, she said, Barry, stay active. People are going to remember you were out there when everyone disappeared. Chrissie, my memory is insane. So watch what you ever say to me. You feel me?
Like an elephant. I like it.
Well, I did gain a lot of weight. That is true.
No, it's good, Barry. You're staying out there. You're not letting people forget about you, which is really important right now.
Yeah, but it is actually just very organic, because perhaps Chrissie and every other, I call it real comedians. There are comedians, and then there are real ones who kind of need attention and approval and applause and smiles. I think real comedians take insecurity to a whole different place. And when you're an entertainer, you kind of can't escape from your pain that you had. And I was abused when I was 8 years old. And everyone is going to think sexually and stuff. So if it makes a good podcast, I'll say that I had 3 dicks in my ass by 3 uncles, but that's not true.
Whoa! Breaking news from Barry. Barry, now I saw that you had replied to Kevin Brennan earlier. You said you were thrown in the water as a child, so you must be gay. Is that replying to his tweet about the beaches of being gay?
Brennan said anyone who goes to the beach is gay, and I followed up and nobody responded to it, so I took it down and I said, well, Kevin, I was baptized in the ocean in Long Branch, New Jersey, which turned me into gay. I was heterosexual until that particular experience, and nobody got the brilliance of Barry Ribs. That not everything can be received by my fans as brilliant, because I'm noticing, and I'm only on Twitter, as Chrissie may vaguely know, I'm only on Twitter about 13, 15 months now because of Brennan. And I have tried to rid myself of the so-called followers that are disrespectful. That is my button. If you're not going to contribute to me getting to that place and you're just going to be a dick, I'll ignore you. And if that doesn't work, then I'm going to have to block you and say, fuck you, find somebody else. Because I'm real serious about my craft and my career. And what I love, and shout out to Atticus again. Chrissie, you ever met Atticus at all?
No. For a while, I thought he sort of like vaguely hated me, but now I don't think so.
I met him. I met him in Greenwich Village. He came over to me and he said, Barry Ribs. And as you know, Chrissie, when you get recognized, you don't know like who that is or why they're approaching.
Yeah, especially hearing a full name like that. You're like, what?
So he was basically my first Twitter Brennan fan. And I only met him once. I think I'd recognize him if I saw him again. I don't know. And yo, Chrissie, he's gone beyond the call of duty, trying to get me to that next level. And I am very loyal. And once again, shout out to Atticus, and consider working with Chrissie if Chrissie's interested.
I might be looking for some representation.
Yeah. Okay. Barry, I think you guys are on some good terms. You guys should do a tour together. Wouldn't that be great?
Ooh,
Ribs,
we
Mayr
should.
tour.
We should call it like
awesome.
the bird tour. We should call it the Flying V or something. I don't know. We'll think about it.
Good.
Exactly. So you got another question, Pinky, for Chrissie or me?
Can you guys see me?
No.
What the heck is going on? Anyways, well, as long as you can hear me, I'll figure that part out later. All right, Barry.
What's with the ski mask? Are we allowed to ask that?
Yeah, it's the show Ski Mask Collective. Check it out. It's the character. It's what I host the show as the Ski Mask host, and that's it. You know, it's just it became a thing, and you got to keep it going at some point.
He's got a great voice.
To show your identity?
No, I mean you can if you listen to MLC, you'll know who I am. So, you'll figure it out.
Chrissie, he has a great voice, and he's from Texas.
Yeah, I live in Texas. I'm trying to find.
Very good, one of the best.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Why is it?
I'm having a lot of fun. Chrissie, thank you for joining in, man. This is special.
Oh yeah, I'm honored to be here. I gotta ask, what's with all the different ski masks? Do you swap them out, or is that your merch?
Well, that was the original plan, was to have different characters, but then I decided just to keep the pink one, and and I just had all the other ones laying around. Now I do have videos of me showing how to properly rob gas stations. That's why I have the black one, and then the lighter green colors is the ones I use out in the field, like when I'm jogging and stuff like that. So I can be seen and don't get hit by a car. Or, somebody might get the wrong idea here in Texas if I got a big ski mask, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they might think you're trying to go skiing.
Right, yeah, with 2 arms,
Yo, Pinky, in New York, New Jersey, masks have to be on, and the criminal element, they are taking advantage of going into the 7-Elevens now and robbing, because the owners or the proprietors or the managers of 7-Eleven, they expect everybody to walk in with a mask, and then all of a sudden the dude pulls out a fucking gun. This is not a good time to be working behind the counter of a 7-Eleven, not knowing who's a masked regular person or
Honestly, when is it ever a good time to be
masked? Yeah, I had to switch the other camera. What a mess. Yeah, that's crazy. You guys still have to wear a mask up there. Like, we just opened the bars back up down here. Everybody's out drinking.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless I'm like going grocery shopping, but other than that, no.
Yeah.
Chrissie, why did they have the first problem in Westchester County? What was that all about?
Well, I don't want to speak for New Rochelle, but like, there was like a small little bundle of people at like in one part of the city that had it. There was like a small outbreak, and I think they really like overreacted. And I think Cuomo was like just doing a hard flex by quarantining that whole town off.
Oh boy, we have a caller. Should I pick him up?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I don't know who it is. Let's see.
This visit tonight is fun, Pinky. Thank you for having me.
Hey, we got a caller. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Barry, how's it going? It's Fana from Twitter. How's it going?
What's the name again?
Fana from Twitter.
Fana.
Huh.
You got it. Big fan.
That's the name?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was a song. There was a song years ago that you were probably named after. It was called I forget the title, but it was Banana Fana Fo Fana na na na. So you were named. Yeah. You were. Is that your mom or your grandmom?
That's a negative, Barry. I got a question for you.
Yes, go ahead.
So I just want to touch back. Do you still tuck your T-shirt into the whitey tighties? Yes or no?
Negative. Do you got a smarter question?
No,
Roasted.
All right. Thanks for calling in. I think we asked that question last week, and you saw how that turned out.
Yeah, that's correct.
Wow, you're really giving it to these callers, Barry.
Yeah, well, I'm not as charming as you, Chrissie. That's for damn sure. Go ahead.
I like that. That was a good question. Not a good question. What am I saying? All right, Ribs. I got some other. Dang, you better be careful over there. You got your back turned to the roadway.
Yeah, I'm good.
Barry, what street are you on?
It's a little wild.
Chrissie, are you familiar with Elizabeth, New Jersey?
I am. I've heard of it. I don't think
Chrissie,
I've been.
I'm actually in the like Spanish part of town.
Ooh.
And I think I got to be clear with the Twitter fans that I crash in Elizabeth, I crash in Brooklyn. As a lot of the fans, as you know, Chrissie, very smart about our career. So when you are a traveling stand-up, you do hotels or you crash other comedians, whatever. So I really just crash in Jersey and Brooklyn, and hopefully I'll be a big boy and have my own apartment.
That sounds good.
I think you got it coming, Barry.
You can crash in Westchester here if you ever need to.
Thank you, Chris. Oh, Chrissie, Chrissie, you and I, we did a show our first time together with JC Best and his podcast matter. Yo, that's coming. Chrissie, did you remember that one?
Was it 3 drink minimum?
2
Yeah,
drinks?
it was
Was it in Portchester?
Yeah. Yo, Chrissie,
that was my podcast too. It was me, JC, and Frank.
Chrissie, we have some fucking history. How many years ago was that?
How many years ago was 3 drink minimum, Frank? 3? This seems like longer.
3 years?
Exactly.
Wow.
Yo, see, Chrissie, we have history.
We go way back. And then like, I feel like, again, we sort of reunited with the Kenny Warren and company, like the cutting comics.
That's
right.
Started
seeing you around.
That's right. This shit is a fucking grind, yo. Go ahead,
like
Pinky. What do you got?
Well, Barry, some of the fans are asking, would you rather do urban or white rooms? Which ones do you prefer as far as when you do your sets?
Okay. Finally, a good question. It's not called white rooms. It's called mainstream.
Ah, okay.
And so I started mainstream and could not get a foothold. So 18 years ago, almost, I became a proud urban comedian. And if you are funny and you know how to read crowds, you could basically perform for any human on the planet. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. That's so would you say it's harder to perform for urban crowds?
when they don't know Barry ribs in the beginning, I was taking a lot of L's, okay? But it made me a better comedian because I have urban soul and I've become fearless, and I've almost gotten sucker punched at 3 different venues, and I almost got Chrissy and I were at a show in the Bronx, which my memory is insane, and that was mostly Spanish. And Chrissy and Pinky, I was told by a legendary female Puerto Rican comedian, she gave me a heads up, and I'm sure Chrissy has remembered tidbits from veterans because that's how serious Chrissy is about next level shit. She said with Spanish people, if you lose them, you're gonna hear fucking crickets. So Chrissy and I, we were at this Spanish show, and Chrissy may vaguely remember I closed that show, and for some reason, Spanish and Black people, I think, dig me more, maybe because I am not patronizing and I'm just being Barry, no matter what race it is.
You're not pretentious. You're not like trying to seem more urban. You're not like trying to suddenly sound like you're Black, because that's people can see right through that, you know?
Like if he comes in and he's not doing it, and then he just randomly starts doing it. Yeah.
If you show up to a show and you start sounding like Joe Biden on the Breakfast Club, that is not going to be good. People
no,
right through that.
Not. That's what people love about Barry.
Yeah.
Joe Biden used the race card today. Did you see that?
Yes.
He didn't. That's
he used the race card.
It was so bad. I hope he loses so badly. Ugh,
yeah, that's just embarrassing. Plus, people came back with even more clips. It's like, how many clips are they going to run out of? Blue check marks are getting quiet. Woo! Barry, let's see here. Yeah. Have you ever came across somebody you were really loyal to in the industry, and they weren't very loyal back? You know, because it seems like you have a lot of great relationships with the guys you do, like Kevin, for instance, and some of the other people. People want to know if you have any beefs out there. You got any problems going on?
And they want me to name names, but you want to know something? In the urban world, I was received by everybody except one hater, and I'm not going to drop his name. And the reason why he did not receive me, and Chrissy will understand this. I know you're doing stand-up a short time. You're doing stand-up about a year, right?
Yeah.
So this one dude, he saw this white dude come into his domain, and he hasn't written a new joke in 20 years, and I'm being received well. So you could understand his problem with me. There was only one dude who did not open arms, so to speak. Chrissy knows this, you know this maybe in your short time. There are people in the game. Case in point, Chrissy got my back, and I hopefully,
and your front.
Huh?
And your front.
My front?
Your back and your front.
Yeah,
the whole roundabout, Barry.
The whole body.
Got
everything.
Chrissy got me, and Chrissy knows. And somebody mentioned this. Oh yeah, Pete Burdett. I don't mean to drop his name again. He said, I got a reputation of supporting the newer comics. Well, the thing is this, it is my nature, but secondly, I know talent. And that's what I like about Chrissy. Chrissy's putting in the work old school. She's not doing that shortcutter shit. And she respects, I believe, the entertainment business. Pinky, there are some knuckleheads that Chrissy and I run into. And I was on a chat, and I told the dude in front of his peers, I said, dude, I don't like you. And I normally don't do that. But when a dude has a reputation of being rapey, I have a problem with that, okay? I say to the dudes that are rapey, no is no. Should I put that in big letters, Chrissy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No is
No
no.
is no.
I like it, Barry. You always have in the back for the ladies. That's what they appreciate about you. You can tell that, especially from the Twitter. Let's see what else we got here.
Yeah.
A lot of people asking, who's your top 3 comics? Who do you look up to? Who gets it going for you these days, or maybe of all time?
I'm gonna go with the all time. I'm gonna go with that. I'll tell you why. When you make lists, as Chrissy knows, when you make lists on Facebook and stuff, you're gonna get inboxes. Hey, how about me?
Yeah,
blah, blah,
yeah.
blah. And Chrissy and I, in the New York, New Jersey area, we know a lot of special fucking talent, yo. But if you twisted my arm on 3 of, and there's many, and the audience usually says, who's your favorite? Okay, if you twist my arm, one is going to surprise you. One is going to surprise you for sure. It's going to surprise both of you. If you twist my arm about my 3 favorites, it would be Don Rickles, it would be Howard Stern, and it would be
Howard Stern?
Yeah, I knew that would surprise you. Yeah, Chrissy, he's, as you know, Chrissy.
He's not a comic.
But he's very funny and innovative. And Chrissy, in that sense, you are a woman, Howard Stern, being innovative and shit, okay? He's a very funny fucking dude, just like your dude, Anthony Cumia.
Cumia's hilarious.
Chrissy, he's very funny. And I told him at the roast for Brennan that if he was a stand-up, he would be crushing, yo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he'd be on the level of like Rich Voss and all them.
No doubt.
I can see that. I can see that. I don't know why he's just never been into it, I guess. He said his reasons, but it always changes.
Like that he couldn't, like, if he ever thought about it, he couldn't handle the idea of like it not going well.
Yeah,
like,
but even when he does those live shows, I mean, it kills. You can tell it's like in a different light, you know?
I know, he's because natural.
Well, he probably got some liquid courage on those shows. I haven't.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Yeah.
He's got the liquid courage, and he's around his boys and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And here's a little anecdote for both of you, along the lines of Cumia. I lived in LA from 75 to 81. That'd be 1900, by the way, for both of you to. 1975 to 1981, I practically lived at the Comedy Store. And Chrissy, you'll understand why I started later in life, because I was intimidated by the greatness I saw, like Robin Williams and Andy Kaufman. Wow. And my insecurity was with a capital I. I said, no fucking way, I'm going to audition. So in a sense, I was like Cumia before Cumia. You feel me, Chrissy?
Yeah. You were like pre-Cumia.
Or pre-cum, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's where you were going. See, that's why I love Chrissy. Go ahead.
Barry, do you have a problem with that these days, the old pre-cum, or is that long gone? It's just coming out.
It's falling out.
When you and I are in a relationship, I'll answer that. Next question.
Woo, okay, I like it. All right, a lot of people want to know, like, how'd you get into the business? I know you had mentioned your Uncle Danny Leeds before.
Yep.
A lot of people want to know that. We'll get to another caller.
Very simply, goes back to abuse, no attention, born kind of funny in the sense that, and Chrissy knows this, when you are naturally funny, you think a little differently than someone who is staid, STAID, somebody who's just really got no funny in their system. When you are naturally funny, think funny, no attention at home, your uncle was a comedian, you watched him in the nightclub at 10 years old, and you watched the greats on Ed Sullivan Show, and voila, you got Barry Ribs.
I love it. Dude, thank you so much for clearing that up, because a lot of the fans, it's hard to get a point across Twitter sometimes. We do have a couple of more callers if you'd like to take them, Barry.
Is Chrissy still with us?
Yeah, Chrissy's still here.
Okay. How about a question for Chrissy?
Yeah.
Chrissy, do you still do the wet spot on Tuesdays?
We do it on Mondays. It's every Monday, and sometimes we'll pre-tape on like a Sunday.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's always been Mondays. It's like Monday in studio, and now it's Monday, usually like via Zoom or Skype or something. But there's no show this Monday for Memorial Day, so I actually have like a ton of Chrissie Mayr podcasts coming out. I did a ton of pre-tapes this week. I think I taped like, I don't know, 15 or so.
Nice.
It was
You're busy.
wild, but yeah, I released. So definitely check out. I did the ones that are out so far. I interviewed Julia McHugh, she's a small business owner. She owns a restaurant in Tarrytown, New York, and hers was it's a really inside look into what it's like to own and run a business right now. And she never shut down. And it's really interesting, like if you are at all in the restaurant business or you own a business at this time. And she's definitely been struggling, but she's been really pulling through. And I liked her take, like, yeah, don't listen to any of these celebrity chefs.
Yeah, for sure.
It's interesting to see like who people in other industries kind of look up to, because we all know as comics like who we kind of look up to.
Right.
So there's that, and then there's an episode out now with Larry Sharp, who was the gubernatorial candidate in 2018.
Yeah, I remember he went on Kevin's show to promote it.
Yeah, he's great. He knows his stuff, and he's talking all about like why Cuomo sucks, particularly with the COVID outbreak. Right. And then I'm gonna release episodes with I think Larry Bea, Kurt Metzger, Louis J. Gomez, Karen Feehan.
So you and Louis are cool now, right?
What?
You and Louis are cool. I didn't know if that was the thing whenever the show taping at the Stand.
Oh yeah, we've always been cool.
Oh, okay. I wasn't gonna bring it up because I wasn't sure.
Listen, I want to ask both of you a question, if I may do so.
Go ahead, Barry.
Regarding the virus, etc., does either one of you have conspiracy on your brain at all?
Yes, of course. Multiple. It's all I've been doing like since I've been home, is watching videos and learning about the Q movement and the deep state and the cabal. And it's like every day I'm like looking to see what new information is out there.
And what do you say, Pinky?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll entertain the idea, but I don't get too deep. I always stay open to a lot of different takes. You got something?
Yeah, this is what I think, actually. I've been watching stuff like you on the internet, and unless you are a person who kind of has some sort of IQ and some time on this planet, I think social media, Twitter, YouTube, blah, 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 I think a lot of that shit is the fucking devil. I think it's really taking advantage of young minds. So here I am, since a lot of you young motherfuckers call me old man and stuff, I'm going to use the old man card and say this, that it doesn't seem to make sense that an economy in a capitalist country is totally trashed. So practically speaking, it seems to me this may be, in fact, something real, but it also feels like an overkill.
Overkill.
Yeah, it does. Let's see here.
So that's my 2 cents, but we don't have enough time for a round table.
You want to get some callers in here, Barry, with some caller questions?
Yeah, and we need a caller question for Chrissie first.
All right, caller, go ahead on Ski Mask Collective if you can hear us. You got a question for Chrissie and Mr. Barry Ribs?
I got a question for Mr. Barry Ribs. This is the infamous Lenny's Printer from the Twitter universe.
Lenny's Printer.
I have 2 questions for Mr. Ribs.
We don't have much time. You only get one unless the first one is good.
Number 1, would you like a brand new oven delivered to your residence from Best Buy?
Ooh,
Barry.
I appreciate that, but I'll take the cash. Thank you.
I am currently running, I would like to promote, I am currently running a GoFundMe to get Mr. Barry Ribs an oven.
Yeah, I saw that.
Workable oven.
There's been people donating to that, actually.
I believe we're up to the grand total of $45 so far. We still have 30 days remaining.
Yo, you and I, if it was 45,000, you and I would actually go out on a honeymoon together. Okay.
No,
So
I am
fuck
only
that
going to withhold the
45,
3% finder's fee commission, 3% for
okay,
myself.
you got a second question for Chrissy?
You got one more question?
No, Chrissy, you're
What
just
about
the
me?
shit.
Do I get an oven?
Oven? Sure. You
I
need
wanna
to go
go
find me.
of
I'll send
me.
you. All right. I'll steal some money out of Baby Lenny's piggy tank for you.
No, don't
Okay.
take it out of Barry's.
So Lenny, you got a question for Chrissy at all?
No, Chrissy's just the shit. Chrissy's phenomenal. That's all. Just a comment for Chrissy.
Exactly. Okay.
That's as good as questions.
Be safe out there, Lenny. Sprinter.
Keep us updated with that page.
Peace out, son. Yo, yo,
Later.
yo. You feel me?
Bye.
Yo.
Chrissy, what time is it now? Because I don't have the time here.
Where I live, it's 10:16.
Wow. Time has flown by, yo.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right, Baby Lenny's crying. I gotta go. Peace.
All right, bye. I thought I already hung up on him. There we go.
Hello, am I on?
Yeah, who is this? Go ahead.
Okay, well, my question was for Chrissy. I was wondering what she thought about Flutzy talking about how she stole her show all the time.
What?
Flutzy says that she created the wet spot and that you ripped it off and stole it from her.
Wow, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I've heard that rumor. I guess, I mean, it's really not a super unique concept. I pitched this show like last May, and I'm not friends with Flutzy. We don't talk. Like, she never told me that she had this idea at all throughout my pitching process. I think once I got the show, she asked if I needed a co-host, and I was like, no, it's not that kind of show. And also I already had Mike Figs. I don't think it's a terribly unique concept, is like having a panel show where we talk about sex, dating, relationships. So very
I think it's good though. You guys get a lot
and
of
very
guests.
possible that 2 people or even 10 people could have thought of that idea at the same time. It's just,
Well, also, I also have to say, with a show like that, it could have been it's like a make it or break it. And you guys' show continue to get guests. Mike Figs kills it. I mean, it's generally an entertaining show. Anybody could have taken that idea.
And I think it's really important to know it's not just about who has an idea. It's about who can kind of, it's like, do you have experience talking in front of people? Do you have radio experience? If no guests show up, can you carry a show 100% by yourself? And it's
Right.
I wasn't
She's the
perfect
worst.
out the
I
gate. A
agree.
lot of these things I've had to sort of work on over the months, but it's, shows don't always come down to who has, what idea. So it's about, unfortunately, who's going to be running
Good
it.
at
you
right.
know?
All right. Thank you, callers.
I had one second question. Is it true that Frank is Pat Dixon's brother?
What? No.
Conspiracy theories on
No
Ski Mask
relation.
Collective.
He's trying to be an asshole. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, he's out of here.
I just was hoping that would have been funnier.
Hey, Sherman, call back in. I'm sorry to keep you waiting for so long. Whoever that is. I don't know. Yeah, what was that? Yeah, that he those were kind of dead questions. I don't know why he would bring up something that didn't have to do with Barry
And I
Ribs.
feel bad. And I've reached out to Flutzy so many times to try to get her as a guest on the show, to have her, even through this quarantine, I've reached out to her multiple times to get her involved, and just no response.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there are hard feelings. I have no hard feelings towards her. I wish her the best. I heard at one point she was going to be pitching her own show, and I fully support that. I think she's great. So
Dang,
yeah.
we're already going on an hour 20. Holy smokes. No, I don't know if it's been that long. All right. Barry,
Go ahead.
has the pizza shop closed yet?
That one will be New York time, 2 a.m.
Holy
I am outside the Colombian restaurant, and they're still cleaning up. So
you still got plenty of time?
it's well lit, but I am of the adage, we leave while Barry Ribs is ahead. So
All right.
what do you think about 10 minutes, or is that too short?
No, 10 minutes is fine. We'll wrap it up.
Okay.
Chrissy, what are you drinking on there? I see you keep holding up the cup.
this is I got this actually for free when we just ordered from Horse Feathers, the place of the the woman that I interviewed and had on my podcast this week. and she threw this in for free. It's just a Long Island iced tea and one of these. She does a lot of these like adult juice boxes and like adult drinks to go. So that she just like threw a Long Island at me.
Sick.
Great.
I'm not much of a drinker, but I remember this like yesterday, both of you. I was with the ex-wife, Long Island, no pun intended, went to a restaurant, and I think Chrissie has some drinking experience compared to me.
I have some. Mm-hmm.
Yo, Chrissie, Pinky, I had one of those mixed drinks that wasn't necessarily a Long Island, but something in that family.
Yeah.
And it was all sweet and tasty. And then all of a sudden, yo, that shit hits you.
You were hammered?
Huh?
Were you hammered or you got sick?
Yeah. You know, I guess I was drinking it too fast, and I'm not much of a drinker.
Right.
And I guess that's what it is, that combination of liquors. Chrissie, is that what it is? Do you know at all?
It's that
the combination
and all the sweet additives too. It'll give you that
not
rush.
Being like properly hydrated is a big one. Like if you didn't eat enough, that's another thing that can throw you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we were newly married, and I'm still on honeymoon behavior. Because dudes always in the beginning act nice until you end up living with us. Then you get to really know who we are. So I was, I was not making a good impression. I think we were newly married or maybe dating. And I stay away from that kind of thing. I like a lot of different things, but I stick to Corona. Maybe we'll get you a sponsor off of this, or Black Label Scotch. Those are two of my favorites.
Yeah. You still drink a little bit, Barry?
Never
before you go on stage though, right?
I've only gone on stage with a bottle of beer a couple of times, and I did take a hit of weed one time, but I generally go on sober, and I only drink when I'm in the mood. And I want to shout out, I want to say to the younger people and shit, especially who work around liquor and stuff, moderation and shit. Don't let your love for alcohol control you. You should control your alcohol.
It'll get out of control faster than you know. I was a drunk for years. But yeah, that's crazy. That's good. You can keep it lately with the quarantine going on and getting trashed over there.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I never really planned to. It just somehow a drink finds its way into my hand every day, one way or another. I think it's because I'm trying to be social, and like usually I'm doing like a podcast or a Zoom or like a group thing, and I'm trying to be fun. But like I've also started running, so I think that balances the two out.
It does.
Chrissie, and Pinky, what I've been doing? I've been walking 2 or 3 miles nearly every day.
Ooh, that's really good.
2 or 3 miles. Crazy shit. Jersey Transit trains, there's no charge to be on the train. So
good for you.
Yo, so I'll take a train.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take a train for about 25 minutes. I'll get off the train. I'll walk to one of my favorite pizzerias for a hero. So all those calories I burn walking, I just eat them. So it's not the way to really do it. You know what I mean? But I figure I could afford a hero. After 3 miles of walking, I probably burn that hero off.
Barry, what's public transportation looking like? Is it you and like the homeless, or basically you and Gino Bisconti are the only people I know still taking the train?
I don't know. Kevin's been posting hood rants. I think he copied Ribs rants, but he's doing hood rants from the train.
Kevin Brennan uses the trolley in Jersey City, I believe. I think that's what you see him on. I think that's what you see him on. Chrissie, as far as Manhattan goes, it is depressing as fuck. So you don't see me in Manhattan unless like I was there the other day to go to the dentist, believe it or not. So you don't see me in Manhattan. Manhattan is really fucking
How did it go at the
depressing.
dentist? What did you have to do?
What about the dentist?
What did you have to? Did you have to go have something done?
Yeah, he's not gonna set me up, and I'm gonna have new teeth in my mouth.
Ooh.
And he's really an excellent dentist. Shout out to Dr. Pollock of Manhattan.
Nice. Yeah, my dentist is in Manhattan too. He's a sweet, sweet Greek man named Dr. Balioris or something like that.
Yeah, so my dude is he's great. And a comedian dentist turned me on to him. So I stopped by the other day and I got a tooth pulled and I'm down to 4 teeth. So that's why I don't smile much.
You're down to 4?
Just go with the joke, Chrissy.
Okay.
It says Sherman is connecting to audio. Sherman, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, how's it going? You got a question for Barry, for Chrissy?
I do, for both. Just wondering, what is their favorite club to perform in?
Okay.
In New York City and out of New York City?
I mean, the honest answer is whoever
question.
will book me. Like that's my favorite for the night. But like if I had a choice,
You had to
like
do a
the
special.
Stand.
Where would you go?
I like the Stand a lot. It's I'm more likely to bump into a lot more people I like, friends and people I admire, and people I find really funny seem to all either get booked or hang out there. And their food is phenomenal and their drinks are really good. And it's pretty close to Grand Central Terminal, so it's like centrally located. So I would say the Stand.
That's why, that's where I first met Barry and both of you, I think.
Aww.
Yeah, for sure.
My answer is I'm going to be a little PC here because there's so many places around the country.
Oops.
There's so many, but I'm going to
Arizona.
I'm going to take a page from Chrissy along the lines of what she said. There's a club in Manhattan that shows me a lot of love. So I got to go with the Broadway Comedy Club. I have to be politically correct here, if you will. But I performed a year ago. Oh, there's so many of them. But I performed with D.L. Hughley 6 times now. And there's a club in Philadelphia called Helium. And it's a low ceiling and the acoustics are phenomenal. And for the fans out there, we work off of energy and laughter and stuff. So we like acoustics. So Helium perhaps is one of the top 5 in America for acoustics.
That's a
Barry,
great
do you
club.
find your voice gets higher when you perform at Helium?
High like mezzo soprano?
No, like do you find just like, the more time you spend around Helium, the higher your voice?
Oh, I got you.
All right, Sherman, thanks for calling in.
Yeah, man.
Got you, Chrissy. I'm sorry, my bad.
Barry, there was a guy creeping behind you before. I don't know if you saw, but he was
Yeah.
like creeping over your shoulder.
No, I think that dude was with I think it was a couple and just walked by and shit. But listen, this is on video in case I get murdered, right?
I really,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
hope you don't.
Yeah, please don't do that to my ratings. Yeah.
Yo, that would be great. Yo, that would shoot go virus.
Yeah, but I'd go virus, but I'd lose a lot of the fans. But a lot of them are Big Barry Ribs fans.
Yeah, they would blame you for sure.
Right. Yeah, I would get blamed. My SMC show would be done. Episode 14 crashed.
Well, you guys know that there's no place on no place in this country you're totally safe. I mean, I'm a fatalist and stuff. Okay, it so happens this part of town. I swear to you, you can walk around here 2 to 4 in the morning. There's a lot of police that pass by all the time. But if you run into some real criminal knucklehead, then it was your time to go. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I guess so. I mean, I was kind of worried about you earlier, just having your back turned to the road the entire show. That's a little wild. I don't know if I could do that.
No, the roadway literally is about 20 feet behind me. So unless somebody is drunk and shit, but it'll make TMZ and you guys will be famous and you could talk to the press that I got killed. You know what I mean?
It'd be so funny, Barry, if the whole time you were just like peeing. Like you could be peeing right now. We wouldn't know.
Yeah, you could have your hog out. Nobody would know.
Would it be gross if I told you, Chrissy, that I just took a shit?
I would be impressed that you're able to do it like without an audible grunt.
Yeah. Be a little wild.
Yo,
Well,
Pinky, thanks for having me, Pinky.
Barry, I'm glad you came on. I'm glad we did the we did part 2. Part 1 was a little wild. We can all agree.
These views are going to be crazy numbers, I think.
Yeah. You know how it
yeah.
is. The last week was crazy numbers. A lot of people reached out to you in good good manner. I think the show went south after you had already gotten off the air, and a lot of fun. Chrissie, I thank you for coming on.
Oh,
and being a
thanks for
special
having
guest.
me.
We know Barry and you guys get along really well, you know, on the show.
Yeah, we're buds. We're
No
gonna get
doubt.
matching tattoos someday.
Birds.
Yo,
Please get bird matching tattoos.
We should get little birds. Yes.
Chrissy, what do you think about me having a hoop or a stud earring? What do you think?
Bigger the hoop, the bigger the hoe.
Where? A hoop where?
On my earlobe.
Yeah, why not? I mean, your cartilage, I've had that pierced. It hurts a lot. I would try a lobe, maybe.
A lobe? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, a lobe, but a hoop or a diamond stud?
Wow. Okay, I think you could pull off a small gold hoop. I
it'd
think
have to
you
be a
also
small-
pull off a diamond stud. So either.
Okay, so when we get out of this shit, you're gonna go with me to a store. Thank you in advance.
Yes. Let's
Hey, Chrissie,
do it.
would you agree that the bigger the hoop, the bigger the hoe?
I
Or
think
no?
so. Yeah.
Okay, I would. It's a thing, and I agree. You know, from everything I've read across. So, you know. All right.
Who's that guy behind you?
Yeah.
Oh
What's
my
going
God.
on?
We gotta
Yeah,
wrap this up so Barry can
No,
get
he's just an employee, kind of closing the place down. That was an employee.
Barry,
So
I
listen,
hope. Go ahead.
I just want to say, Chrissy, I love and respect you big time. Hi to Frank.
Oh,
and
right
Pinky.
back at you.
And Pinky, thanks, and we'll do this again whenever you speak to Atticus.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for finally following on the Twitter. I feel like I earned a trophy big time, and I mean that in a good way.
You got it.
All right, Chrissy. I hope to see you around. Thanks for
Bye.
tuning in.
Love you guys.
Ski Mask Collective. Yeah, Silk City Hot Sauce. Check them out. It's really good. I just drank a few of it. And also check out Lenny's Printer on Twitter for that stove purchase. And keep tuning in. Tweet at Ski Mask Host to see who we should get next as the guest. All right. You guys take it
Good
easy.
night.
Ski Mask Collective.
Good night. Good night.
All right, straight.